Hello player, today we will analyze the match between J Bonin with the white pieces and Hikaru Nakamura with the black pieces. c4. e5. Knight c3. Knight c6. Knight f3. f5. d4. e4. Knight g5. Knight f6. Knight h3. Bishop b4. Bishop g5. h6. Bishop captures on f6. Queen captures on f6. e3. Bishop captures on c3 check. b captures on c3. g5. Queen h5 check. Queen f7. This move was inaccurate, the best move was king d8. For example, king d8. Bishop e2. Knight e7. Kingside castling. d6. f3. e captures on f3. Bishop captures on f3. Bishop d7. Knight f2. Bishop e8. Queen h3. g4. Bishop captures on g4. f captures on g4. Knight captures on g4. Queen e6. Rook f6. Queen captures on c4. Rook captures on h6. Rook captures on h6. Queen captures on h6. Knight d5. Rook f1. b5. Rook f8. King d7. h4. Queen captures on a2. h5. Queen c2. Queen g5. King c6. h6. King b6. Knight f2. Queen c1 check. King h2. Knight captures on e3. King g3. Knight f1 check. King h4. Queen c2. g4. Bishop c6. Rook f7. Queen captures on c3. Queen e7. Bishop d5. Rook g7. Rook h8. h7. b4. Knight d1. Queen c2. Knight b2. Queen captures on b2. Queen captures on c7 check. King b5. Queen d7 check. King c4. Queen f5. Queen h2 check. King g5. Knight d2. Queen c2 check. King captures on d4. Queen b2 check. King d3. King g6. Bishop e4 check. King f7. Queen h6. King e7. Bishop d5. Rook g8. Rook captures on h7 check. Queen g7. Rook captures on g7 check. With a decisive advantage for black. Queen f7. Queen captures on f7 check. King captures on f7. c5. This move was inaccurate, the best move was f3. For example, f3. e captures on f3. g captures on f3. Knight a5. Bishop d3. With a balanced game. c5. Knight a5. This move was inaccurate, the best move was b6. For example, b6. Knight g1. b captures on c5. With an advantage for black. Knight a5. f3. b6. f captures on e4. f captures on e4. Knight f2. Bishop b7. Bishop b5. d6. Kingside castling. King g7. Rook from a, d1. This move was inaccurate, the best move was c, captures on d6. For example, c, captures on d6. c, captures on d6. Knight h1. With a balanced game. Rook from a, d1. Bishop d5. Knight g4. The evaluation became -1.4, this move was a mistake, the best move was rook e1. For example, rook from f, e1. a6. Bishop e2. With a balanced game. Knight g4. Rook from h, f8. This move was inaccurate, the best move was bishop captures on a2. For example, bishop captures on a2. c, captures on d6. c, captures on d6. Rook a1. Bishop c4. Bishop captures on c4. Knight captures on c4. h4. f5. With a decisive advantage for black. Rook from h, f8. a3. This move was inaccurate, the best move was rook captures on f8. For example, rook captures on f8. Rook captures on f8. Knight f2. King f7. f4. With an advantage for black. a3. Bishop c4. Bishop captures on c4. Knight captures on c4. c, captures on d6. c, captures on d6. d5. Rook captures on f1 check. King captures on f1. Knight captures on a3. Rook d4. h5. This move was inaccurate, the best move was knight b1. For example, knight b1. King e1. f5. Rook captures on e4. Rook a7. Rook e6. f4. Knight captures on h6. a3. Knight f5 check. King f7. Rook h6. Rook a4. Knight d4. a2. Knight c2. Knight captures on c3. King f2. Knight e4 check. With a decisive advantage for black. h5. Knight f2. Knight b5. Rook c4. The evaluation became -4.3, this move was a mistake, the best move was rook a4. For example, rook a4. Knight captures on c3. Rook a3. Knight captures on d5. Knight captures on e4. f5. Knight captures on d6. With a decisive advantage for black. Rook c4. f5. Knight captures on e4. f4. Rook b4. a3. Rook b1. a2. Rook a1. Rook e8. This move gives back part of the advantage, the best move was rook a4. For example, rook a4. c4. Rook captures on c4. Knight captures on d6. Knight captures on d6. Rook captures on a2. King f6. With a decisive advantage for black. Rook e8. Knight captures on g5. Knight captures on c3. King e1. b5. King d2. b4. Knight e6 check. King f6. Knight d4. Rook a8. King c2. This move was inaccurate, the best move was king c2. For example, king c2. Knight captures on d5. King b2. With a decisive advantage for black. King c2. Knight captures on d5. King b2. Knight captures on e3. G3. Rook A3. Rook captures on A2. Knight D1 check. This move was inaccurate, the best move was Rook D3. For example, Rook D3. Rook A8. Rook captures on D4. Rook F8 check. King G7. With a decisive advantage for black. Knight D1 check. King A1. Rook D3. Knight C6. B3. Rook E2. B2 check. Black's victory. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your suggestions.